welcome once again. Today we're going to have three simple techniques to learn to study a defect. Okay, a defect is any wrong way of being. So if you have seen the conferences before, you see that we emphasize a lot in psychology and how to study ourselves. So this day, that's what we're going to do exactly. Okay, so we have three simple ways to observe ourselves, because sometimes we say, okay, well, let me try this, and you try to observe yourself but you don't find a defect. You're like, I don't know, it's like if everything wearing white and you don't know. So when you have time to reflect and you want to study and change yourself, then there are things that we could transform easily. So for example, this is like going to the movies, right? And we go to the movies, but we start watching the movie, but there's an actor or an actress that we dislike. So, I mean, we cannot go to the stage and cut that little rectangle and take the person out and keep on seeing the movie, right? Because that actor is part of that movie, okay? So, the same way happens in our life every day, okay? We like to exclude people from our life. Okay, so we just block them from WhatsApp, we block them from Facebook, we just want to block them from our lives. So that's the name that we're going to put to this technique. Okay, the excluded. Okay, learn to observe those people that we exclude. Why do we exclude them? Because this is our movie, right? This is my script. I'm the main actor, but I cannot take out the other actors. Okay? I mean, I could block them from wherever I want, but from my mind, they're still there. And even if it has happened years already, as soon as I hear a song or a voice, it's that actor is gonna come back into my life. So that's why we have to learn how to manage things differently. Okay? So here we're going to make a list of the people that we have excluded from our lives, which could be our ex-partners, our boss, a person that we dislike, even a person from our family. We have seen that some people, some brothers, sisters, they don't speak to themselves anymore. They're like, forget it, I don't know you, and that's it, we're done. So we can write it down and start making the list. Okay, after we make a list, we're going to write why. Why have I excluded them? Okay, what is it that I don't want to face? Okay, and this is very important because the universe, life itself, is going to take care of bringing those type of people again into our lives until we finally see what we don't want to see. So it's better to have this person that we dislike, and it's rather a no one, than to get somebody new that we don't know. And so let's work with what we have, so life stops bringing people that we want to be blocking all the time. Okay, so what is it that I'm afraid of? Okay, what is it that I cannot handle? Okay, because it's not the other person's fault. Okay, they're doing their part of the movie, but I'm not doing my part. I'm the one who's running away from it. Okay, so what is it that I cannot handle? What is it that I'm afraid of? Okay, maybe I just don't want to get hurt again. Okay, maybe it's because I say, what is that? I'm tired of hearing your lies. But it's not their lies, but we're running away from our own lies, because deep inside we know we shouldn't give them another chance. We know they're lying, but anyways we believe them, and there we go again. And then we say, damn it, I knew it, that's it, I'm done, I'm blocking this person. So I'm the one that I don't want to hear my own lies. I'm the one who has to learn to stop listening and to handle my emotions. So there I go, I found something else. I need to learn how to handle my emotions. I need to learn how to be firm when I make a decision in life. So this learning to observe these external actors are going to help me see what is it that I cannot be with, what is it that I'm scared of. Okay, what is it that I don't want in my life? And then I'm going to check the internal actors. The internal actors are all my thoughts and all my fears and all my ways of being. How I'm going to make a list of them, okay? Which are they? Which are the ones that come out, okay? Maybe it's a lust that comes out, okay? And I just want to have, a one night stand, and that's it. So the next day, I'm blocking this person. That's it. Thank you very much. Oh, goodbye, okay? So there I go. I found a detail, okay? Or what is it? Is that it's the need of money, for example, okay? And then I can't pay back, okay? So you start seeing all of those internal actors that make you exclude other people, okay? And as it says here under, I can change the script so the outcome is totally different. So if I make this list and I start there having my own questions about myself, and I am true with my own self, answering myself, I'm going to start knowing myself, and there I can make a real change so that I don't have to exclude people anymore, and I'm maturing in a inner and outer way, okay? Now I'm able just to speak to someone and tell them, you know what, thank you very much, but definitely, I don't want to continue with this, and that's it, okay? And that's it, we're done. We don't, and you don't have to waste your time feeling bad, screaming, making a show, or letting the other people make you feel bad, because since you are so convinced, because you already studied it, and you're sure about it, the other person has nothing to do there, okay? So that doesn't make me feel any bad, because we exclude people because there is a feeling. So now I don't need to exclude anyone, because that feeling isn't inside me anymore, okay? So that is one way that we can learn to observe one of our defects and to eliminate them by reflecting. And obviously, each time I find a defect, I'm going to start asking my own self, my inner self, my conscious, my divine mother, to eliminate that defect that I have found, okay? So let's see the second way. A second way is the no action, okay? What Gandhi would tell us about, okay? Not reacting. And we think that this is easy, but it's totally not easy, okay? Definitely not easy. So this is like when we have not when we when we are in a situation of anger, of jealousy, for example, when people talk bad about us, when somebody steals from us, in any way that a person really affects us, and that right away, that's it, we explode. So in that time is where we're going to apply this, okay? The no action. What for? As you could see, so those little wrong ways of being inside us are going to pop out. That's the only way that we're going to be able to see them, okay? Because people don't betray us every day. Not every day you want to go out and kill someone, right? So that specific time is valuable, because we see all of those ways of being that they're going to pop out, and they're going to tell you, you see, you letting them see you. You see, I told you so. Call him and curse him out. No, forget it. Go to his house and break the windows. Or there's an eye that tells you even to cut your veins. Why do some people even get to suicide? Because in that moment, they just react and they do not think. So this is going to help us is specifically in that point, okay? So the no action is going to let us see how each of our energetic centers are going to start working. And this is a way that we can prove that they're there and how they work. So for example, I observe the motor center, and in this motor center I see how my ways of being starts giving me instructions of things to do. Okay, so like, you know what, just let it out. But since I'm in the no action, I'm going to feel here in where that center is, like there's a knot that doesn't let me, and I just want to, oh, I want to let it out, but I'm there like, no, no, I'm not. So there, I'm feeling how that motor center works there. Okay, in my intellectual center, I'm going to find that's everything that I have in my mind. I'm going to see if I do the no action, how I idealize things that are not real. For example, a jealous person, okay, tends to make this a bigger deal, okay? I mean, probably just a friend told them, a friend told you, oh my god, I just saw your boyfriend with this girl at the bakery, and you're already, oh my god, you're already thinking that they're in bed. And maybe it just was his cousin that came from another city and came to say hi. And you don't even know. But we're already in that scene like, oh my god, I knew it. That's why he has been so strange lately. And that's how he pays me. So then I start remembering, you see, that's why he has been acting strange, okay? And then I start planning what I'm going to do, okay? I'm going to go there, but I'm not gonna let him see. I'm just gonna see how, if they come out, holding hands, if they're kissing or whatever. And I just start planning things that are not even there, okay? Emotional center, that's in our stomach. So there we could see how, for example, um, we don't feel hungry anymore, we just lose our appetite, okay? If we're scared, we feel like it's cold in there, okay? So there we get to observe how that center works. In the instinctive center, I'm going to discover my instinct, okay? My reaction, which I cannot hold it, okay? So when we're beginning this, we're going to see that, my god, not even 30 minutes and we're already there exploding. I forget this, that's it, and you get there and you start la 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 la, and I hate you for this, and I'm gonna kill you, and we notice how we have no control of our own self. Instinctively, we start screaming. Instinctively, you start throwing things. Instinctively, we start crying, which is the worst for women. Sometimes you're outside. Imagine you in a shopping center, and it's very common sometimes for you, because I have cried in it. And you just start and you're like, damn it, I mean, you don't want to, but your tears starts coming out and you just start crying, and you just can't help it because that's from your instinctive center. So it's actually funny too to see how it works and how sometimes you have no hold of yourself, okay? But what's the good part of doing this? That, okay, maybe this time you were able only to do this like 30-20 minutes. Fine, don't worry, we're humans, okay? That's how we are. But next time, I already have experience, okay? I have already observed myself. I know, like, the little steps of how I start acting, and that's it when I've had it. So since I'm able to identify all of this, next time I'm going to be able to even just do the no action part for 2 hours. Maybe next time it's gonna be for a day, okay? This is going, well, we'll talk about it later. Let me just finish it. So in the sexual center, I'm going to observe the sensations. And if you have noticed, when two people that they are not friends, but they like each other, like let's say they're co-workers in a company, right? And they work together, obviously. But they fight all the time, it's like if they didn't like each other, and I don't like that guy, but what is there is actually there is lust. Sometimes when two people fight a lot, it's because at the end they do like each other, and at the end they do want to have something, so it's kind of funny. So there we learn that lust is not only that sexual energy, your eyes shining and here. No, it's also it also translates into anger. Okay, so there I start learning a lot about myself. Okay, what are the benefits? The benefits of this are that I'm going to start gaining self-control. Okay, I'm going to be able to observe things and judge well, because that's why we repent. And then we're saying, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I mean, then we were like, oh my God, what did I do? And it was all part of our imagination sometimes, right? So that no action is going to let us not get out of hand. Okay, because a relationship is like a piece of paper, right? Okay, unfortunately I don't have a paper here, but okay, if you, well, I don't have like a paper I would like, but I would like, well, even if this is an ugly paper, who cares? I don't think I need it. A relationship starts like this, right? Where everything is fine, right? The paper is straight. I don't find the word to say it, but you're going to get what I'm saying. Okay, but okay, then we have the first time I did a show. So that's what's gonna happen to the relationship is this, right? Then I say I'm sorry and I try to straighten everything and make everything work. But anyways, there is a memory of what happened, right? But since I don't know how to control myself because I don't work in this no action, well, then I'm going to mess it up again. Here I go again. Sorry. I'm a jealous person. Whoops. Can't handle my anger. Well, but then again, I say, I'm sorry, sweetie. I really love you. The thing is that, I'm so jealous. I'm so sorry. Is that I love you so much. But how's the relationship now? Right? These things are going to always be there. And next time, it's going to be even worse if I don't work in myself. Next time I could be able to make a big show and even make this person lose his job or something. So, relationship, even though I could say so sorry, I'm so sorry so many times, the relationship is never going to be, this side looks better, like this again, right? With no memories, where everything is fine, where I could just write a beautiful story. No. So that's why we should work on ourselves in that no action. So here it tells us, if evil doesn't exist within him and you have only imagined it, our evil thought tempts the other and induces him to it. What does this mean? Okay, that I thought bad about this person and I didn't see things the way they were, and whoops, here I go, telling him, you're the worst thing ever. How could you do this to me? And blah, blah, blah. Or, I got it. You have money with you, right? You took money out of the bank, you put it in your purse, and you arrive home. After you arrive home, then you start cooking and whatever. Then whoever lives with you arrives home. After you cook and everything, after you guys had dinner together, you go into your bag and you're going to take out your money. Maybe you're going to pay this person for something. And you realize that the money is not there anymore. And all that could just come into your mind is, oh my God, I can't believe he stole from my bag. I mean, though I was gonna pay him, this guy opened my bag, or this girl opened my bag and took the money and stole. So if I'm in the no action right away, I'm just going to mess it up and tell that person, you know what? You're the worst thing ever. I can't believe you were able to betray me like this. I was going to pay you. What did you think? I was going to steal from you? And the person is like totally innocent. What if somebody stole the money in our way home and we didn't know? What if somehow when I was going to pay the bus, the envelope fell and I just didn't know? Okay, so This is going to take the person that didn't have an evil thought about us do something evil, or actually, let's say that that money fell in the couch. Somehow, when you put your bag there, the envelope or the money fell through the and or it could even be like on the couch next to the floor, but the other person hasn't seen it. So the person that we accused of sees the envelope and says, oh my god, I found the money this person is making a show about. The person, before I would have accused him or her about this, that person would have given me the envelope and said, here, it fell out of your bag, or are you missing money? Or has anybody come to the house today? But since you already made a show and you already told this person, you're a thief, I'm never gonna trust you again, I hate you, whatever. This person sees the envelope, and what happened is that my evil thought is going to tempt this person into stealing me now, because anyways, you already told me I'm a thief, you don't believe me anyways, and if I give you the envelope now, you're going to say, see, I knew you had it. You're not going to believe me. So anyways, you induce the person to taking it. So that's why this no action helps us deeply. Okay, so going back to our centers, let's say that we're in this person's let's put ourselves in this person's situation, the one that lost the money. Okay, so this person, if starts observing himself, he's going to see how, in the no action, how the cells inside him are going to start giving him instructions and telling him, go break his stuff, steal his phone. I mean, you cannot leave it like that. This person has to pay you back, you should, just go and slap him, slap her, whatever. Okay, so you start feeling the instructions. Okay, the intellectual center is going to start making a plan and say, well, you should go into his room or her room and start searching for your money. It's yours anyway. Just go in and that's it. Forget it. You're not going to lose all of that money. Or starts idealizing and remembering, yeah, you remember last time that you left, like, what was it, like $10 on the table, and all of a sudden, you don't remember what happened to that money, right? The emotional center, you could see your feelings, maybe how your hand starts shaking of anger, okay? How maybe you start getting red. The instinctive center, I'm going to discover there that I slammed the door and I just exploded and told the person off. So there I go. I discovered that instinctively I'm aggressive and I throw things, okay? And in your sexual center, if you like the person, you could see that how do these kinds of things, how do you solve things with the couple? Sometimes when you get angry, everything finishes in bed sometimes, okay? And that's where the anger, like, that's it, disappears. That's how you make up after being angry, okay? And let's see, the last one is about living the present. So living the present is living the here and now. What does this tell us? This tells us something very important, because it sounds like easy. Yeah, it's easy to live the here and now. To live the here and now, it's hard. It's hard because we unconsciously have in our way of being many things. And that's what we're going to see during those balloons, okay? But just to make it like shorter for us to understand it, is like, let's say that I had this morning, my car was crashed. And oh my God, I just left it there. And I just opened the door and I found out that somebody passed and the door is completely messed up. So what's this? Oh my God. Okay, but that was like at 10 in the morning, and at 4 p.m. I'm still thinking about what happened, and I'm still looking by the window like, oh my God, and what if that happens again? So you see, I just keep letting that past start always being in my present, and that is just something material, okay, something that was an accident, doesn't have to happen again, but it keeps here in my mind. But what happens with the things that have really touched us, the things that have really destroyed us, okay? So what happens with the way that people have betrayed us, okay? When people have laughed at us, when people have stole things from us, okay? When a person has been raped, when you have lost someone you love, those those things are always here in our present, and we're going to see how. So what's the objective of this? I mean, what is worst? What happened that time in the past, or what I have done with it until now, okay? Because I didn't leave it in the past where it happened. Um I kept hitting myself with all of those things, feeling guilty, waking up angry, telling myself, you see how stupid you are? Oh, and there you go, you're going to let that happen again, and you didn't do nothing about it. And you say you forgive this person. I mean, are you insane? And you just keep hitting yourself, you know? And each Christmas, instead of being happy, you're going to be there crying, hating yourself for that. And now we would be like together for 6 years now, but I had to do this, or he had to go with that person, or I don't know, whatever it could be. A loss of money. I mean, betting. Imagine you bet a house. You know for how long you're going to hate yourself for that? But it already happened, but I keep bringing it to my present all the time, okay? And other people keep bringing it to our present. So that's why it's really important for us to learn to live the here and now, okay? So for example, every person carries these balloons in front of them. So let's say that the orange balloon represents our health, okay? Everything that is related to our health. So if I have any kind of sickness, for example, it doesn't matter, any illness that you have, that's always going to be in your present, okay? You feel a little dizzy and you're like, oh my God, maybe I'm getting worse. With health, you dislike something about your body, okay? Maybe you say, oh my God, with this quarantine, look how fat I got, okay? And you go out and you see a friend you haven't seen for such a long time, and instead of being happy to be with this person, you're there trying to put your hands in front of your stomach, seeing how you put your stomach all the way in, not able to breathe or talk that much because, oh my God, all of that is going to pop out. So I'm there like having in my mind more of this in my mind than more of the conversation and sharing and being happy with this person, okay? Also, what about fears? If you have fears about dying, that also is going to affect any kind of relationship that we have. We're not going to be able to speak with someone because those fears are there too, okay? Fear of heights, fear of being in a place where there are a lot of people. So none of these things are going to let us interact with others, okay? Now, what about money? Money definitely doesn't let us show ourselves as we are, okay? Unfortunately, let's say if you're in need, okay, you definitely need to get money, however, okay? And then this person tells you, well, actually I'm looking for a person, to handle my store or whatever, and you do whatever that person says. You're there smiling, yeah, sure, okay, no, don't worry, I'll do it, I'll do that, I get it, I got it. But what happens if you're not in need? Okay, now this time you're enjoying this part of your time, your spare time, where you're financially well, So, are you going to be so nice with this person in the store? Yeah, yeah, I got it. Oh, yeah, don't worry. I'll do that. I'll do this. No, you're not, because you're going to be like, but what's wrong with him? I mean, you think I'm your slave or something? No, forget it. For how much is it that you're paying me? No, I'm working way too much for this. You see how my personality changes because of money? Okay. Unfortunately, it also affects our image, the way we see people and the way other people see us, because we don't get to see the soul of the person, because that balloon that each person has of money right in front of them is not going to let them see themselves as that unique soul that is behind that. Okay, I'm just putting up there brands, needs, how do you look? Oh, no way. So that's one of the balloons. What about the fears and the things that I have in my mind? Okay, things that I have lived with. Okay, things that are deeply in my heart, which I don't share very much with people, and actually they are quiet in there. So, for example, me as a woman, let's say that I have had like the worst relationships ever. And I say, my God, but my luck is definitely not with love. Okay, definitely all I attract is people, are these kind of people. And so definitely my fears there, the way I see everyone which I want to put on a relationship with, are between my fears. So since everybody has been unfaithful, for example, or you attract are people that are unfaithful, so when you meet this person, what are you going to think? Oh yeah, this one is going to be faithful. Oh goody. No, you're not. Okay, we're going to be there like he's on the phone and you're already thinking. Maybe he's talking with his ex-girlfriend. So it's not going to let me see this person the way he or she is. And this is not going to let me be, I mean, those fears are not going to let me be the way that I really am. Okay, maybe inside me I really want to trust everybody, and I don't want to think bad about others, but since the others are always like that fear, it doesn't allow me to show myself the way I am. Okay, so there I am, messing up all my relationships. Okay, I'm messing up. Maybe this one was the perfect person, but I messed it up. Another fear that we could have, let me see if I could remember. Family. Another fear, or not even fear, another balloon that we have right there is family. Okay, with this family thing, it's like, for example, maybe you have met someone who says, I can't get married because not until my mother's alive, because she won't accept me to have somebody else, and until she dies I just can't, and there is no way, I just can't leave my mom or my dad alone. I have to be with them until the last moment. Or something that you cannot forgive about your parents, and you just, it's always there. Okay, always remembering you that thing. So when I'm in the park and I see somebody being like not very nice to their child, immediately it brings me that negative emotion, because I remember that, yeah, that's how they used to treat me, like crap. Okay, so there we go. All of these things are always in our present, but unconsciously. Okay, so that's why this is so important, because unconsciously we're anywhere, and these balloons just come and start acting, and we don't even see them, we don't even know how, but here they are messing up everything. So if I have all of these balloons, because each person has all of these balloons full with different episodes inside them, and fears and negative emotions, well, I have mine, you have yours. I mean, how are we going to really make a real friendship if I don't put those balloons away? Okay, if I don't let go and you don't let go, then how are we going to have a real relationship? And then we say, oh my God, I didn't think you were that way. How could you betray me? I mean, I don't even know who you are now. I'm afraid of you. Because we never knew who that person is, because we don't even know ourselves. To know ourselves, we need to get to explode those balloons and see what's inside them in order for them to really let me see who I am and be the real me with somebody else. Okay, so just to finish this, let me see. So to finish this, yeah, it's this picture that I have here next to it. It's an image that I found in Spanish, so sorry. But I'll let you know what it says. So it says that the line that we see this way, it's our horizontal life. This is the life we live with these balloons, right? Because we just go there where destiny takes us, okay? Reacting as we see everything happen, but not doing nothing consciously. To live the here and now is to live the instant, and to live that instant, I need not to be looking outside, but to be looking inside, interiorizing everything that I see, so I could be able to see my way of being, the way of the virtues of my conscious, of my soul, of my spirit, seeing myself as a spirit, not caring about this physical image. Okay, for example, when people talk bad about you, I mean, we're more worried about this image than than our inner spiritual path. That's what it is. So we have to be ascending in that spiritual path. Okay, so this person speaks bad about me. What's the best way to solve it? Talk bad about this person too. Isn't that making you look the same way or even worse than that person? Then to go and tell them off, this person is going to even speak even worse about you. Look, and now she called me and she told me when I'm going to die, and she told me this and that, and it's going to make everything worse. So instead of looking through those balloons, I'm going to look inside me and concentrate on myself, like in meditation, connect with my being and my conscious, and be able to connect with that spirit and remember that I'm a spirit. And if I'm this Holy Spirit there, then would this spirit react telling this person off? Will this spirit react going to go kick that person? No. This spirit will just say, feel so sorry that people are like that, you know understand that this happens because you're working on yourself, because working on yourself, improving, makes the people that don't work on themselves feel jealous. Okay, so they just want to drag you down to their same way of being. So if I react, I am going down to that same way of being. Okay, so this is not about us feeling superior to anybody, because we're all the same, but our ways of being, our ways of acting, our conscious, our state of conscious is totally different. A person who speaks bad about the other is an unconscious person. But if I'm a conscious person, I am not going to go to this level of unconsciousness and go and talk bad about you too and go and destroy you, because I am working in my spiritual path and I understand that it is not easy and that envy exists and that people don't know how to handle it. Okay, but what I need to is to keep working in my own self, and I need to keep growing. So I just let it go. Okay, yes, it hurts. Yes, you hate it. But, anyways, what really speaks about us is our actions. Okay, people could say whatever they want. Anyways, they're free of saying whatever they want, even if they're lying. But the real people that know you and are with you really know that the other person is lying. And if the other people um, believe that other person, it's really up to them. I mean, there's nothing you can do. If you didn't get to know who I really am, well, then I'm so sorry too, but we're not there to be convincing others, okay? We just need to know and connect with our own selves. So how am I not going to let these types of situations drag me down to unconsciousness? Well, I need to comprehend deeply any defect and any way of being. Okay, that's what we saw at the beginning, self-observing myself, seeing what these actors want, identifying the name of this actor. Okay, so this actor is jealousy, this anger, this actor is lust, this one is talking bad about others, this one is believing too much in others. So I need to identify all of those wrong ways of being. Then I ask my Divine Mother to eliminate that detail that I comprehended, to eliminate the defect that I comprehended, to eliminate that feeling, that emotion that I discovered and that I comprehended. Okay, and that's how I'm going to start doing that work with my own reflection. Okay, well, guys, thank you for being here, for watching this video. We'll be making more, and always, well, sign up so that you could know every time I make a video. And remember, I'm here live on Mondays. No, today's Sunday. On Sunday and Thursdays. Okay, the time is going to change according to the city where you are. So look at my post, because I'm always there putting like a day before, the time, so you could be here. If not, well, the video is always recorded. And thank you very much for being here, and work a lot in yourself. That's all we have.